You have effects.
All right, hello and welcome to a wonderful Saturday morning here on the Courtesy Flush. And joining me this evening is Rayford. How you doing, Rayford?
I'm doing all right.
Yes, that's actually his favorite thing to say every time I ask him. He's always doing all right. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that the week is finally over.
You have effects.
And I'm also glad that Wilf just subscribed to the Courtesy Flush. Thank you for the courtesy and welcome. And I saw it as well, Maze, and I hope you're having a glorious morning this fine Saturday morning, October 19th, 2024, the year of Zorlak. And today, this afternoon, this morning, wherever you might be, we're going to be playing a game called Citizen Sleeper. Came out in 2022. It's an independent designed video game with a very tabletop feel and a storyline that essentially is you are a cybernetic being that is trying to basically escape from your corporate overlords. You are an amalgamation of a person that once existed who sold I'd say their body, their form to this company, and you are just a copy of that person. And you're trying to forge your own life, your own destiny, and get off the station and hope that you don't get caught. Unfortunately, me and Rayford have been caught by essentially a repo man for space, for sleepers as us that have escaped from custody of a company. And we actually have an apartment and a cat. We have a friend and his daughter who are trying to escape. We have a doctor who's on the run who's been taking care of us. We've got some sort of shady cartel that wants us to tell us the location of said doctor, but we won't because we're cool like that. We're not snitches. There's a mysterious hacking that has been going on. There's a lot of little side plots. There's also lots of ramen and mushrooms, and yeah, it's a good little game. So I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are too. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna bring the game up. Warhawk asked, did you ever do a TNG Star Wreck series? Always been away for a bit. Oh, well, you know what's funny is I actually have. That's Rayford.
Hello.
Rayford is the cat. But yeah, I have a game ready for Star Trek. It's been really difficult to try to run it with everything that had happened in the past 2 years. And I want to run it with my friends. Scheduling, as you know, tabletop games are notoriously difficult to do. But also because I had such a great time with the original Star Trek, I don't want to, just rush into it. And I think it's been long enough. I want to run it. There's a lot of people who are interested in playing it. And in the background, I've actually been practicing a bit on DMing. I've been running a Traveler game and a D&D 5e game. And both have been really fun. And I think now I'm getting to the point where I feel comfortable enough to just do another Star Trek. Because when I did the first one, it was essentially just, a lot of support from friends who just wanted to see me try something. And it went really well. And I just don't want to let those friends down again by having a very lackluster game just because I ran into it. But no, this time, yeah, it'll be coming up. And Psyduck had an amazing time as Slar, and I had a great time playing with you. Yes, Wraith is right. We are finally getting the Boulder spin-off we've been promised. Yes, that's right. The Star Trek animated series starring Boulder. I'm sure I could edit that. I probably should, because the animated series is great.
It would certainly be interesting. I have not seen the first Star Trek of yours.
Well, it's on YouTube. It's been on YouTube for almost 3.5 years now, and it's pretty good. I had a great time running it, and it seems like everyone had a great time being a part of it. All right. Hey, Zarok. You're doing a good job, Mike. Just make sure you're getting rest and time to unwind. Same with you, Maze. Always so kind and polite every time I join in the Discord. So we are currently a machinist on the 16th cycle of our adventure. Are you ready to become the citizen sleeper, Rayford?
I certainly believe so. I do not think we have a choice at this point.
You're right, we don't. But look at that, we can spin now. But now we could see the entire space station. We took time from the last time we played to climb up one of these spokes, which has brought us to this very central part of the halo that's going on here. That's a game I've actually never played before, and I want to. Just hasn't really come across something I have so much stuff I want to do, but I have real life stuff I want to take care of. So if I only had an Xbox back when the game came out, I probably would have gotten super into it, but I didn't. So as an adult now, I must struggle to find the time to enjoy things like that.
When you only have an hour a day and you have to try and spend it as reasonable as possible because all your in real life just gets in the way.
See, if I spent more time at work looking at memes, I would do less of that when I got home. But I don't. I spend a lot of time at work doing my job. And I'm sure my job appreciates it, but I get tired very easily. So here's some things we could do here in the center of our spoke here. The hub is thronging with spacers from across the surrogate systems. They can be prickly a bunch, but they know the place well if we want to become socialized.
You have effects.
There's also the weightless wanderer. Up here, there is no gravity. So even just moving around takes a while to get used to, let alone navigating the bays. So essentially we'd be learning how to do like near zero G walking so we can get better at this. And then there's also access manifests. These stacked bays house a flow of incoming and outgoing ships. The digital manifest will help you get your head around this place. So this is just a place we can explore. And Opkir just subscribed for 50 months. Hello, make sure you vote for the Ding Dynasty. You mean the... wait, what happened to the Ming Restoration? Is that over? Did I miss it? Prevent unwanted ambushes? You can't promise that, Opkir. You can't promise that we will not have an ambush at a restaurant. If we go to a restaurant, it's just going to be a fight.
All restaurants are part of a fight. It's just waiting to happen. Someone is going to get very hungry and then ask for steak. And then it's just not even rare steak.
Warhawk says, I mean, you need the Master Chief Collection on PC or Xbox. I might just do that. The Ming Restoration is so last year. It's okay, Wraith. Your streak doesn't mean it. It's literally, you guys have been following me for that long. It's just like how long you guys have been watching this and how much I've been like talking to you guys and hanging out. I want to talk more with you guys offline too, because I don't know, like I play a lot of these games, but I also like to hear from you guys because you guys are like super interesting, and I don't know. I guess I'm I'm a slightly social creature, not really. I like talking to people, or at least hearing their stories. So we can buy Shipmine cores for 300 credits, which is salvaged from a Solheim executive yacht. Or we can sell a Shipmine and get 150 cryo. Or we can export Matsutake, which is a type of food, but we can also give that. And we can get 80 cryo for 3 batches.
Interesting.
Yeah, we have a Shipmine here. A fragment of the Shipmine. I think we need 3 of them in order to get off the station on our own volition, if that's our goal. And then we have the Midlight Freight Hub, which is locked for some reason.
You have offense.
Oh, I think we need some better skills for it. Interface skills.
Ooh, very dangerous. And Rider of the Wind has gifted a sub to Delac. Thank you so much, Rider. Rider of the Wind. Thank you for the courtesy. Fair, I'll hang on more with the language. Yeah, it's good to hear. Also hang out in the Aux, too. A lot of great folks in the Aux. I feel like very similar to Night Owl. I'm easily overwhelmed by a lot of people. So I typically stay into like less populated channels a lot, but I'm trying to poke my head out every now and then. Leave that part, so we can't do anything there.
I also feel like if you're going into big channels, all your stories become kind of muted. So it's better to just have like 4 or 5 people, so you can actually share about your life.
The Van Zant Elite Special Force has been taking up Wraith's time. The Rabaya appointment. A constant flow of people seem to be visiting Rabaya's office. You need to wait your turn. So we have to wait 2 cycles to get to see Rabaya. Let's take a look at our active objectives here so we can get an idea. We can build a ship mine. You've heard talk of a fabricator owned by the Ort Exchange. With that and a few fragments, you could build a ship mined core. Gain access to the Ort fabricator. Gather 3 ship mine fragments. So that's a way for us to get off the ship on our own volition. Disable your tracker, which is important because that repo man has been able to find us and has been actually extorting money for us while he goes out and drinks at nightclubs and stuff. Because he could just turn us in, but instead he's just using us as a means for him to continuously make money. Because he's already getting paid to hunt us down. And I'm assuming it's probably just hourly.
The question is, what about the Emphis thing, bro?
The Emphis thing. Emphis loves 2 things, stories and food. I actually emphasize with Emphis. Maybe if you supply him with both, you can hear his story. Yesterday I spent an hour in my boss's office just helping him fix a computer problem, while he told me these amazing stories about his time serving in the military. And he's the kind of guy I could tell that if you just let him, he could just keep going on tangent after tangent after tangent, which is fine. But I realized, like, afterwards I, like, left his office and, like, why am I so tired? I've just been standing for an hour listening to these really good stories. So if we bring Emphis girole caps, which is another type of mushroom, he will give us a story. Or we can win a side rail ticket. Workers on the side rail crew get entered into a draw for the colony ship's live-in crew. That's one way off the eye and into a new life. So basically, we would be joining a crew to go to the side rail horizon, which is like a colony, and we'd just be like part of the crew. Or we could just build our own ship and say, whatever. It's up to us. Right now, we're working on whatever we can get our hands on because we really don't have a lot of resources. Just as before, the previous game, the top bar represents our stability, which is something we have to go to the doctor to maintain because we are a cyborg of some kind. We're like a half living being, half mostly robotic creature. Here's what our person looks like. As you can see, we are currently doing something with our hand machine thing. And we also have a little soda can robot helper.
The best is the boys.
That's right. We also have a cat, which is also in our apartment. So let's take a look. We can input datas here, which we don't want to do because we don't have any, really. Get food at the Minji Express. We can sleep at our house, which is probably what we're going to have to do because we don't have anything else we can do today. We are out of actions. The top 5 bars are our dice, and every day we get a random allotment of dice that we can use to increase our chances on any action we want to do. Unfortunately, we don't have any more actions we can take, and because we are hungry, our hunger meter is missing 2 dice, and we don't have enough money for food at the moment. If I go to emphasis stall, we can order fungus. We could get food.
Get a little bit.
There we go. Now we're feeling better. We're feeling a whole lot better. We can change things in the ore exchange. We can go to the dispensary, which we don't want to because it's run by the cartel. That's our empty container. That's where we started. Fang is currently he's out of the office. We have to wait for him to come back. He's supposed to help us with the tracker, but I feel like we're just being used by Fang for his own personal gain because he's trying to take down the big corporation that runs this whole thing.
He's so hyper-focused on trying to stop the big bad that, he forgets that he, have a promise with us.
He doesn't. I don't think he cares because he probably doesn't see us as a person, which is what I'm starting to feel from him. But what do I know? So we can put in a ship mine fragment and sell it to the corporation for a hefty fee and get some money. But we don't want to do that because that's really hard to get in the first place. And then we also can work on the hull of the ship that is eventually going to be completed. As you can see, it is only a quarter of the way there. A little over that. And that's pretty much all we have access to. There is more of this down here we could go to, but we have to pay to cross the Founder's Gap. Which will lead us to another part of the station. But for now, this is what we got. And then, what's this caster's table? Oh, yeah. That's the data thing. Okay, so now we go to our house. We've already fed our cat. We do that every morning. We can do our self-repair. We can feed the stray. We've already done that. All right. Let's go ahead and end the cycle and see what happens. We got a total of 5 dice, and we got some really high ones.
Boy, that's nice.
But first things first, we feed the cat. The stray crunches up the crackers as you watch. Sometimes they'll let you stroke them. Sometimes not. Sounds like a cat. Okay. And also we can hack the station because we're cool like that. So we can look at the station in the hacker mode. And let's see, we got an agent We don't have enough dice. You have to have an actual matching dice to hack these, and we do not have that. We could hack that.
We could certainly do that. I don't think we will use a...
A single die, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what other hacking nodes before I do that. Could be something more useful. So we can interface with a Yadigan agent. But we want probably more... Yadigans are the cartel. And we can gain info from said cartel. That's the one we already hacked. Yeah. Do you want to hack a cartel member, or do you want to hack the key node?
Try with the key node.
All right, we're going to hack a key node. Let's see what happens.
It feels...
Extracting data. We got one encrypted key.
very nice.
Now we have a whole bunch of really good high-end dice that we can use on anything. What do you think you want to do, Rayford?
That is certainly a good question. We have a lot of things going on in the background, and we have this scumbag.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see him, like, having a great time in there. Just in there drinking. So we definitely need to have money. And I think what was the amount? 40 credits or something? I forgot. Oh, okay. So we have to wait for his tab to build up, and then when his tab builds up, we have a limited time to pay it off. Okay. All right. Well, that guy's not very nice, so we're not going to worry about him. Ship mines cannot be built from scratch. But you have enough salvage fragments can be reassembled into the fabricator. And how much do they want for... Not that, sorry. So we could just buy a core, or we can assemble one, and I think we're just going to probably end up assembling one instead of buying it, unless we can come up with 300 credits, which we have not been able to do.
We also badly need money.
We do. There's also Dock C4, which has no work for us right now. We're waiting for a ship to return. And then Dock B2, which also has a ship we're waiting for. What about the Havenage office? No, we don't want that. Do we? No. They're looking to try to stop the cartel, but we're not interested in joining their war. We can help with the side rail assembly. It will pay us.
Will it, though?
Yeah, it paid us a little bit of money. Not much. And we can also input Havenage data, I guess, and then get something out of it. It's the same thing as giving it to the corpos. It's like you choose between the corpos or the gangers.
They do need a lot of data.
He has a ship mined if we can get 5 of these data points. Havenage data. If we get 5 of them, he'll give us a ship mine core. Let's take a look at how many Havenger nodes we have. We have key node, Havenger agent. Yeah, we don't have a 2, so if we got that, we could get that core there. So that's 1, 2... I believe that's yet again. We don't want that. That's yet again as well. So 1, 2, And I'm assuming we probably have to unlock this node to get the third one. Because there's still one Havenage data? Yeah, we just need one in order for us to get into the thing. Unless there's more somewhere else. Anyway.
We also need some money to get through to the other side of the station. But yeah, let us travel the Hatt and see what it does with some of this stuff, if it actually gives you money.
Well, this doesn't really give us money. It just allows us to explore the upper parts of the station, and we'd need more dice than we have now in order for it to do anything. Now, exploring this part will open up new opportunities for us. Is there anything to hack up here? Oh, there is. That one wants a 4. We don't have a 4. That one wants a full 6.
Oh, boy. I mean, I kind of want to see if it gives you anything good. But...
And that one wants a full 5. I think what it does is it gives you an encrypted key. We only have 4. We haven't used them on anything yet. Until we know what we can use those encrypted keys on, we probably should hold on to that for a while. Now, there is a hunter looking for us. We've ran into it a couple times. Nothing to worry about, though. I'm sure we'll be just fine.
Let us try and get some money first. Probably... Yeah, let's...
We can play the exchange, but we don't have a lot of intuity, and it's very risky. Let's see what happens if we put a 6 in there. There's 100% positive from this repeatable action, but it doesn't build anything. This is just so we can play the exchange and get some extra money. The other option is we assist in building the side reel, which will definitely get us money.
Let's try and do the side rail. We are, after all, a little bit good at it.
Yeah, we'll start with a 5 because we have a +1. So we automatically get a 100% positive, 15 cryo, and 2 extra points into the side rail. Camaraderie, care, focus, progress. Shifts like this give you energy, especially when you look back at the side rail horizon growing impossibly. We got $15 for that. That's enough for 1 lunch.
Actually, I do have a question for everyone in the chat. What kind of tea or coffee are you currently drinking?
Yeah, I'm drinking a cherry blossom tea that Rayford actually sent to me, and it's very nice. There's little cherry blossoms floating around in it, some oranges. It's very fruity. It's not super caffeinated, because I'm not supposed to actually drink a lot of caffeine. It has the opposite effect on my brain. It makes me sleepy. Which sucks because I actually like iced coffee. Just like the taste of it. It just reminds me of a milkshake. And in order to cross the Founder's Gap, we're going to need 150 cryo. So we probably should just work on building up our money.
Yeah, we could certainly just make this a working day. The American dream. Work all day, do nothing else, and then hope that you...
9 to 5. Yeah, exactly. We can manufacture noodles. He doesn't pay much, but he'll feed anyone who does a shift. So we can get food and money. This would probably be our best bet. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's try it.
Or we could do an express delivery and get tips, but we wouldn't get food in return. So at some point in the day, we do need to get money for food, because we're going to have to eat to keep getting 5 dice.
Let us try and do the...
What do you guys think, actually? What do you guys think? Are you going to be a noodle manufacturer? Minji has has a kelp stack in his basement, and he makes noodles from the seaweed. He doesn't pay much, but he'll feed anyone who does a shift or express delivery. Delivering noodles to the nameless units of the low end takes guts and a certain fearlessness when it comes to asking for tips. It's almost 12 here in EST land. Oh, cool. All right. We call EST Eastern Standard Text Time. Because we're all in EST here. What do you think? Noodle manufacturer or delivery?
Let's try the delivery.
Okay.
Seems like the best choice.
Let's put a 6 in there, because we already have a 5 we can spend on building the side rail horizon. I don't think he's going to feed us, but we'll find out what happens when we get 100% positive.
So
13 cryo.
that's not even. Ay.
Not a lot of money. Well, we do need food. I'd say we do this.
Yeah, let's yeah.
We get 8 cryo and energy. You extrude a batch after batch of noodles, swirling them into tangled nests. Minji slips you a few extra chits for your portion. So we get 8 credits and food. I mean, we did not make money. It's just, we could have made more money finishing this haul, which we're going to do. We're already an engineer, so we get a bonus on our rolls here. We're a guaranteed 100% positive on this. 15 cryo. The vast colony ship is coming together block by block. Each cycle you see another piece slot into place. So we have 78 cryo. We're fully fed. Our cat is fed. I think we're ready for another cycle, right? We can acquire stabilizer for 80 cryo, which we desperately will need later. What do you think, Rayford? Do you think this will be a good time to end this cycle?
It will certainly be, sir.
Okay.
Not much we can do with no dice around.
And if we had scrap, we could self-repair. But unfortunately, we don't, because there's no ships to scrap. They're all currently out. Let's see what happens on the next day.
Now that we are in the coffee field in the chat, have you heard about the coffee sleeping rooms they made in, what was it, Japan? Where you take coffee and then you sleep for like half an hour. What was the proper name of the sleeping rooms?
Oh, I don't know. I've never heard of that before. Oh, we can go see Rabaya now. As you approach the address Rabaya gave you, a heavy hand falls on your shoulder. That would be you, Rayford. Your heavy hand lands on the shoulder of this cyborg. What do you say?
What's your business here?
The enforcer grips your shoulder, giving you a hint of the strength her implants give her. As you turn around, the same subsidiary eyes as Rabaya and Toshira glinting like mirrors on her cheeks.
Yeah, please, the sleep is here by my invitation.
As Rabaya's command, the hand immediately loosens, and an apologetic look replaces the scowl on Gia's face.
The question is, who is Gia and who is the other?
Rabaya is the one that we're looking at now. That's Rabaya.
Ah.
Rabaya
Of
looks
course, Rabaya.
awesome.
I'm sorry.
Rabaya waves her hand, raves her away. Don't you worry. I appreciate your. Oh, you got that. Started reading ahead.
Don't you worry. I appreciate your protective instinct.
She smiles at the enforcer.
How about you head to the temple? I have a delivery coming and they need some help with the lifting.
Gia nods and walks away.
So, Sleeper, you came. I'm glad.
It didn't feel like an offer.
I'm sorry for that.
She smiles a tight smile.
You have to understand, finding you there in Sabina's unit wasn't sure where we stood. Listen, there are more than a few people on the station who would rather I was dead. I had to be sure you weren't one of them.
I wish you no harm.
I'm glad.
Rabaya begins walking and gestures for you to walk with her. She takes you down a staircase into the bustling walkways of the low end.
What do you know about Yatakan?
Nothing.
Come on, Sleeper. Humor me. I know we have a reputation.
People with carts pushed past, moving crates of supplies around the thin and winding passages.
Our reputation is one that implies threat. Is that fair to say? We are framed as aggressors, parasites, criminals.
She gestures around at the people in the passageway.
But when was the last time you saw a lawmaker on the eye? A policeman? Who makes the law here? That is a very good question.
Erlin did.
Indeed. You understood the history then. That is good. Erlin is long dead, Sleeper. And his rules were little more than optimistic. The manifestos.
Yeah, Optimist's Manifesto.
That has changed so much since then. If you had spent your time in the Lovens, maybe your opinion of us would be different. This is our place, our people. The Lovend was empty in Erlin's time. It didn't need to have thousands, keeping the yards and the rotundas safe.
Rotunda, yeah.
Was work enough. No, the Lovens was reclaimed later when the refugees started arriving.
Rabaya meets your eye.
The collapse didn't just happen here on the station. When Solheim collapsed, the entire system folded. Colonies were abandoned, and moons of Ember and Cinder suddenly gained independence overnight. Some took advantage, some tried to hold it together, some fled. I became a refugee, and Erlin, to his credit, extended an open hand to everyone. But many within his organization disagreed. Those new arrivals weren't as simple to corral as they hoped.
Rabaya leads you through a small market hall, busy with small stalls and traders.
Erlin's union was made of workers, administrators, people who were malleable and already organized into hierarchies and networks. The refugees came from different factions and families, were scared, injured, and desperate. Conflict was inevitable. Yatsagan is a child of that conflict, a child born out of the need for us to stand up, claim our future, to provide security and strength. People call us a gang, but we are a community. Take my Position as a lieutenant, seriously. And from my birth, I have worked to earn it.
Rabia catches herself before she raises her voice any further, and you both walk in silence for a while, among the smells and textures of the low end. You start to wonder if this place could be a home for you, too.
Where do I come into this?
Yeah. Rabia smiles to herself and thinks for a moment before she responds.
I believe you understand the importance of a refugee.
A refuge. Because refugee would have two E's at the ends.
A refuge.
So refuge
also,
is like it's kind of like a place where people can hide from things. As far as I know.
Yeah. I also believe that you wish to help keep this place safe.
She exhales quietly.
For this reason, I would like you to trust me. I do not know what Mr. Dean told you about us, but I imagine it was not good. I will be honest with you, Sleeper. I've never comfortable with having Sabina as part of Yatsuka. Ex-corporate employee goes against their nature. But their deal was with Yannick. Kept it distant.
Yeah.
Made sure Sabine had their surgery, kept it supplied. That was all. But I cannot allow people to go back on the promise they made to us. Yatsugan has not lasted this long because it is a charity. We offer and ask for support. Any betrayal will be treated as an attack.
Who is Yannick?
Yannick is one of the heads of Yatsugan. They guide us. He is the nearest to be elected. He is an elder.
I don't trust any of you. Rabia sighs.
This is your right. I only wish to explain our situation, or our action. To speak for Yatsugan. You realize that...
Yeah, you realize that Rabia has led you into a loop, and together you both come back up the staircase into the walking where you first met. It's on you.
You are free to go, Sleeper. I've said what I wish to say.
She looks out the window through the windows on the walkway.
I would protect this place with my life, as it has protected me. I want to make that clear.
She turns back.
However, if you too wish to come under its protection, I can help you. Return here if you wish. There will be tasks for you to complete. You will be able to see Yatsugan, to see the low ends with your own eyes, not as others frame us. As for Sabine,
She pauses to consider her words.
I will not ask you to betray them, but if they contact you again, consider their motivation carefully.
With that, Rabia leaves, slipping back into her office while you stare out at the countless units, each a home, each with a story, that make up the low end. New drive discovered.
New drive?
Yeah, we have a new drive. Rabia wants you to be a part of Yatagan. Could they help you settle on the Eye? Spend time as a Yatagan enforcer. That's that's a drive we could take.
The question is, how much are they paid?
The Blatzikins. Hey, Maze. Well, that's a good point. If they pay really well. Look, we need money.
Money talks.
You know. Well, money does talk, and it depends on what we're doing. So we can collect tithes, also known as protection money, which is, yeah. Hey, Kai, Cybernetics are really cool. It is. Good to see you, Kai. Me and Kai Harper actually escaped from prison in 1978, I believe. And glad to see you're still doing good, man.
Let's try and let's roll the board just to see how much we earn.
Well, we could, but we don't have a lot of really good dice.
We could certainly just try with a 4.
Well, here's the thing. If we fail, something bad will happen to us.
It's fine.
That's true,
It's
but we
fine.
also have the ability to make some money delivering food. And I think we should probably do that personally. Just so we can have food, and then we continue on with the rest of it. Maybe a 2?
Maybe a 2. Let's go with that.
Okay, here we go. 25% chance of this failing, but a whole 75% chance of passing. Yeah. The kelp in the stack is golden brown. As you eat the noodles at the end of the shift, you imagine the distant oceans that birthed it. Aw. We got some money and we got food. We actually did pretty well there. The tab is about to start up. It seems like the music gets faster the closer it gets to the tab. I don't know if that's the case, but that is a pretty cool idea. There is a second game of this coming out where I believe you go beyond the station. Citizen Sleeper 2. It's supposed to be coming out next year. But this game is isn't about like one single linear plot or anything. You can kind of pick your own forged path into this universe. Okay, Rayford. We have a 2, a 4. We have 2 4s, and a 5.
Do we want to try and become
Oh, we found a Havager agent. That's for sure. Oh, we definitely want that.
Certainly so.
Extracting data. Yay! We have 2 more to get. Let's see. We got that 1 there. There's another there. And then I think that's actually, we don't have any more data for that. But we can, under the rotunda. We could steal dock plans so we could see what other locations open up here. Or we can explore it. Or we can continue to make money building this ship and eventually cross over to the other side of the station. And we won't know if we'll get any money until, or ship mine fragments until the 2 scrapyards at Dock C4 and Dock B2 arrive.
Let's try and work as a yet again agent protector. It might pay well, right?
Okay, you sound like you want to get into a criminal enterprise, but that's okay.
How else are you going to earn money?
Well, I did say we could build a ship, but that I don't care how we make the money. I mean, it's not like we're going to be an patrol.
Yeah,
From protection to
patrol.
logistics, and everything in between. You never know what you might have to face on a patrol. How would you like to approach this? With a 4 or a 5?
Just Yeah, let's go with a 4.
75% chance of good things happening.
Let's earn some money.
Oh. You help a dentist running a surgery from their unit with their equipment. They offer you a restorative infusion and you feel better immediately. That was nice of them.
But if we
We didn't get paid.
money.
Well, we don't have any guaranteed methods that other than delivering food, which only pays us 5 at the minimum, or none at all if we're really bad, or we can do this, which pays us money, and we're good at it. What say you?
Yeah, we are so badly in need of money. I feel like we will do anything for it right now.
Yes, but what would you like to do? That's the question.
The shipyard would probably be the safest bet.
This one's going to be positive no matter what, or it's going to pass, but it's 50% chance of it being a really good pass. So let's see. Only one good pass, but that's okay. Progress is a daily grind, but every weld brings the sidereal horizon closer to completion. The sense of scale can be exhausting. But we got paid 15 credits for that.
15 credits.
Indeed. Because that turned that 4 into a 5, because we have a +1. Anything else you want to do? You want to do it again? Make some more money? Or try something else?
Yeah, I think we should just earn money at this point. I'm so sad to say it, but
Well, not really. We get 2 points of completion on the side roll for doing a max on this. So we just massed this out. Camaraderie, care, focus, progress. Shifts like this give you energy, especially when you look back at the side rail horizon growing impossibly. So we got more credits. And we're only, it looks like we're only 43 credits away from our goal of getting across the gap, the Founder's Gap. And we have food, we're good. We can end the cycle. And go to sleep.
going to sleep and feeding the cat.
Oh, here we go. We're gonna definitely feed our cat. The stray crunches up the crackers as you watch. Sometimes they'll let you stroke them, sometimes not. It's a very cat behavior. But now we have our dice rolls are getting kind of weird. It's, I definitely want to get all these Havenge data things. So we got a 2. Let's go ahead and use it. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I think we've been caught.
We might have been caught.
Ah! Those familiar threads wrap around you, bind you, test you.
Wait, an ally? Oh, yeah, that's me.
No, entity submit. Hunter Strange head bobs in your vision. Your ally in the sealed dock cannot save you. In that globed head, you see whirling strings of data, so many spinning there that they threaten to tear through the skin and whip out into the void around. What happened to this creature? The threads squeeze and you lose any sympathy you might have had. You must escape. You You strike it. You lash out once more, pushing the hunter back, severing threads that regrow as fast as they are broken. As you slip away, you realize that you have to find a way to deal with the hunter once and for all. This is getting too dangerous. That actually took our stability down quite a bit.
Yeah, that is quite dangerous.
But we do have one more Havenger agent to get, and then we'll have all of the data we need to get a ship mine core. So if you ask me, I think we did the right thing. But we definitely want to get our stability back up. We don't want to fail. Ethan. Oh no. The compressor is quiet today. The usual crowds are elsewhere, and the pumping music washes over a handful of spacers and a few drunks. Ethan is still in the same stool, in the same pool of light. His head is low, close to the bar, and the bartender is ignoring him. Let's approach him. As you get closer, he lifts his head and turns.
Sleeper!
He turns to look at you.
Time to pay up again, is it?
He gestures to the bartender.
Come here, take the chits. No more?
Do you want to say no more or stay silent?
Yeah, let's go for no more.
No more, Ethan. Ethan doesn't even look at you. He props his elbow on the bar and holds his head.
Sleeper, it's been a long cycle.
Enough. Ethan lets out a long sigh. He rapidly runs his eyes under his palms.
You're right.
He says quietly.
This isn't fun anymore.
He reaches toward his holster. His elbow slips and the gun tumbles out. It clatters on the bar and falls to the floor, bouncing onto the ground between you. Both you and the bartender look at the gun, stare at it.
Butterfingers?
Says Ethan and puts out a hand, beckoning for you to give him the gun back.
If you would.
The bartender looks at you warily. You crouch down and pick up the gun.
The gun is very much security protected. It is probably one of those hi-fi guns that
Also,
can't
the
be fired.
bartender looks at us warily. The bartender probably has a shotgun.
Yeah.
Here's his gun back.
Thank you. Now where was I?
He lazily swings the gun past you and the bartender.
Yes. Leaving.
He stands.
Sleeper. Well, this have been fun. I think I've won every last drop of this place. Time to go home.
Let's go see Essenarp. Are we? I should say like, Kerensky. No. No.
Just Kerensky now.
Ethan brings his gun hand to his face and rubs his eye.
Well, the bounty pays half, but
He levels the
up
gun
to you.
and he pulls the trigger. The gun clicks. By now, all the attention in the bar is on you and Ethan, who looks at his gun with a bemused expression. The bartender raises an open hand, and in it are 10 shiny bullets. 10 shiny bullets he took out of Ethan's gun while he was asleep on the bar. Ethan smiles at him,
Oh well.
he says, and hits you in the head with the butt of the gun. You stagger back and drop to a knee. Somewhere nearby, the gun clatters onto the surface. The hit's a glancing blow, but it makes your vision swim. Through the blur, you see Ethan wrestle a small, thin slate from his belt and holding it up.
Enough of this. I'm locking the job and calling it in.
Ethan taps at the slate.
No more playing.
Your head aches. Ethan taps through a few screens impatiently. He swears and taps again. He starts shouting, a dull echo to your ringing ears. He starts screaming at the slate and throws it across the bar. He crouches down and grabs you by the chin, his face close, his breath heavy with drink.
S&R just screwed me.
He grins maniacally.
They canceled the contract.
He stands up.
They canceled the contract?
He shouts at the ceiling of the compressor. You stand up, struggling to your feet, the sting of the hit fading. Ethan is rubbing his temples, his face pale. You hear a clicking sound, like coins being counted, like bullets being loaded into a magazine. When you shake off the last of the blur, the bartender has Ethan's pistol trained on Ethan's head. Ethan stumbles back towards the middle of the room, all eyes trained on him.
I'll kill all of you.
He screams. He stumbles into the wall, spinning away towards the door.
I'll be back for that.
He shouts at the bartender and lunges out of the compressor. You steady yourself on the bar and catch your breath. The rumble of conversation returns and the bartender goes to say something, but then thinks better of it and begins to clean the bar. After a while, you wander out into the light of the bright market, looking for Ethan around every corner. Ethan may be disarmed, but you doubt you've seen the last of him. So we have 8 cycles to avoid Ethan. Well, that's a bro tender. Yes, exactly. Well, we got rid of that. We don't have to worry about wasting our credits on Ethan for a while. Now, in the next cycle, we're only going to have 3 dice. Even if we feed. Which we need to do anyway. I would suggest for this number 1, we put it in here. What do you think?
We might as well. It's noodles, it's free, it is good food, probably.
Yeah. You mess up
Only
a batch,
one
and
can
Minji
eat.
docks your pay, and that makes you eat the results. The new noodles are unpleasantly gooey. And we didn't even get paid for that. We definitely need to be repaired. Are there any ships docked? Oh, we have a ship that just docked. A scrap freighter. We could buy some scrap for 20. And that would allow us to repair some of our damage. Instead of paying 80 to restore all of it.
Yeah, let's try and do the scrap bit. That might be the best choice, right?
Yeah. We can unload containers. Yeah. You finish unloading ahead of schedule, and one of the crew invites you aboard to share a warm meal as thanks for your efforts.
A full meal.
We got food and credits.
My oh my.
Indeed. Although we're going to have to spend some of them in order to repair ourselves. So let's get some scrap. And then we go back to our house and we can use the perk self-repair. Well, now we'll have 4 dice instead of 5. Or instead of 3. So it's better than nothing. So for 20 credits, we can get 1 nugget of help. So not
One
super
tiny
good.
nugget at a time.
Yeah, let's do this again. Or how much did that pay us? Like 15 credits, I think. Wasn't that much. We could still do this because we're still really good at this.
Yeah, let's try and do that.
We need the money. We are as poor goes.
Indeed. We still need so many credits. Self-repair is such a useful perk. It is. It has given us at least a day. Because in order for us to repair entirely, we have to pay 80. And we don't want to because we want to actually cross the Founder's Gap, which is going to cost us 150. Yeah, if you have zero stability, you fall apart physically. Have you played this game much, Ginger? We do have one die roll. And
Oh.
it's
Yeah, let's go for it.
you want to do socializing or access the manifests?
Let's just try and socialize.
Socialize? You got it. 50-50 chance we're going to fail or do really well. Let's find out. Aw, we lost some money.
Ow.
You end up playing a game you barely understand and lose a stack of chits to a sharp-eyed spacer. Time to slip away. Well, that's unfortunate. That's okay. We fed the cat.
Had a good day. We've worked hard.
We also have the sunbathe perk we could have done. I didn't even think of that. I am so inattentive on that. We should probably do that next cycle. We now have 4 dice. I plan to play again. Oh, just the one time? Yeah, there's also the second game coming too. No, one of the drives gets you across the bridge for free. Oh. They get fleeced for some of your money? Yeah. Well, let's feed our cat, as we do every single morning. The stray crunches up the crackers as you watch. Sometimes they'll let you stroke them, sometimes not. I like that. All right, let's see. What was for the Havenge data? There's another Havenge agent. Actually, 2 of them popped up. We have a 2. Another 2. Yeah, we don't have enough for doing this. So we'll just hold off on that for now. So we've got 2 5s, a 6, and a number 1. You know what I recommend we do number 1 on? Food.
Food. Never say no to a little bit of food.
Yeah. Yeah. You mess up a batch and Minji looks at docks your pay and makes you eat the results. So we did fail that, but it's safe. We didn't actually lose anything other than a single die that wouldn't have done any bit of difference at this point in the game. So let's see what else we can do. We have 2 5s and a 6. Oh, Harden, the Havenage leader. That's the guy we were looking for information on. Let's go see what's going on here. It's been more than a few cycles since Fang confronted Harden, and the silence since has been noticeable. In your time with Fang, you haven't exactly found him to be reliable, but you did expect to hear the end of whatever plan he put into action. But if he won't come to you, you think as you approach the Havenge building, it's time for time to come to him. After all, he did promise to fix your tracker, and you are getting nervous. As you approach the bay doors, you see them wide open, and light pouring out of the once dark room. Stacks of servers and terminals sit outside the bay, suddenly robbed of their mystery by the bright flood lamps. A figure in Haven's security fatigues step out of the bay as you get closer carrying a stack of hardware. Should we walk away or approach? I think we should just approach.
Let's try and approach.
As you get closer to see the security officer taping up machines from Fang's stash with what looks like hazard tape, this isn't good.
Oh, him again.
Hardin is there, leaning beside the bay entrance so calmly that you barely noticed him. He has a slate in his hand and an inventory of seizures scrawled across it.
Predictable. Further evidence of Fang's collusions.
You see another security officer come out of the bay to take notice of you.
Where is he?
They don't know. If they did, they would actually have. You wouldn't have to worry. I think they don't know either.
Haddon?
Hardin pushes away from the wall and comes closer.
Don't worry, Sleeper. We have all the evidence we need. Confession won't be necessary.
He gestures around the stacks of hardware.
Spying on fellow Havenets members, hoarding Solheim material, obsession with corporate data. Speaks for itself, does it not?
Stay silent.
Nothing to add.
He looks up at the glass roof above and stars beyond.
We are the ones that provide the oxygen that you are breathing, the light you're seeing, the system you use every day to live out your cycle. This place was hard fought for, Sleeper. It took work, diplomacy, and strength to stop the Eye descending into chaos after Solheim collapsed. Not blind conviction or self-interest. Feng isn't selfish?
That implies we know him.
But the other one is worse.
You're the self-interested one.
Or is he?
Yeah, Fang isn't selfish. Go ahead.
I know all the backgrounds of our mutual friend, Sleeper. Don't you worry about that. His parents would be sickening by the damage he is trying to do to the institution they helped found. You see, Sleeper, we are proud of our history here. And why Erlen and the First Union founded this place. And Havenage has welded his value into the station's very walls. We will never turn away the hardworking, just, and true citizens of the Eye. Havenage aren't a gang like Yatagan. We aren't pirates like Hatt. Spaces you meet in the heart are exotics like
Esoteric.
esoteric, like the high-fare radicals in the Greenway. We are the backbone of this place. Proud and true. We named Erlen's Eyes, Sleeper. This is our station.
He meets your eyes.
Please, take your false accusations elsewhere. Before I decide, I need that confession after all. Pardon your shithead.
Yeah. I'm gonna stay silent.
If you have any pride, you give up Fang the moment he contacts you. You know where to find me.
With that, Hardin turns his back and walks toward the security officers, ordering them to clear them out. As they do, something catches your eye amongst one of the server racks. A crumpled, half-printed box of synthetic chewing gum. A penguin character grinning from the brightly colored car. And scrawled onto it a speech bubble reading, "Take me to Tambor." You carefully pocket the box, making sure no one is watching, and then turn away just as another stack of servers is wheeled out of the bay. What have you done, Fang? What the hell is Tambor? That's a good question. What is Tambor? What did Fang do? Sounds like he got us all in trouble. See, that guy is clearly out of his mind. Take me to Tambor. Maybe Tambor is in the middle? Try to see. Tambor Tea House. You feel stupid doing this, but the penguin says, "Take me to Tambor," and this is the only Tambor you can find. The waitress looks at you with suspicion as you hand over the box. Is this the right place? Interesting. As you go to leave Tambor Tea House, a hand falls on your shoulder.
Sleeper!
Fang hisses from behind you.
How did you find me?
The penguin.
Penguin. Penguin? What are you?
He thinks for a second.
Oh, do you mean...
He mimes throwing gum in his mouth.
That wasn't meant for you specifically, but...
He cringes.
Look, it doesn't matter. Come, let's sit.
Fang guides you down a set of stairs to one of the Tambor's lower levels. The tea house is stacked with curved mezzanines and connected by a central atrium. The levels are filled with makeshift booths and bars, and conversation bounces busily off the metal walls. Fang sees you looking around.
This place used to be a fuel tanker's main run, hence the name. The tea house part is a bit of a misnomer. Though, you can't get anything. You can get anything the eye offers from this place, but real tea isn't exactly readily available.
He picks a booth, itself fashioned from some old scavenged tank or container, lined with spongy insulation foam, and collapses into it. He looks around furtively.
Don't suppose you see any Havenit's types. They don't usually come out this far. Only you?
Fang, what's going on?
Yeah, let's Fang, what's going on?
Maybe I shouldn't say his name.
Yeah, just only you. Ha! Not any more, I'm afraid. Suspended without appeal. Turns out Hardin has someone's ear.
He grins.
Doesn't bother me though. It shows we hit a nerve back there.
He picks up a scrappy, hand-scrawled menu from the table and tosses it over.
What are you drinking?
Look at the menu. Fang is right. The menu is ridiculous. There's at least 10 different infusions, most of which you can't make out, but the paper is dominated by an extensive complement of esoteric alcohols and cocktails. Black tea is listed, without a price, as a seasonal specialty. Continue.
So you ran into Hardin. Was he pissed?
Fang doesn't wait for an answer.
That snake is so self-righteous. He might actually believe that Erlin would approve of his methodical... What is that word?
Meritocratic.
Meritocratic bullshit.
He taps on the table.
If Havenitz was like it should be, like it was founded to be, they would have shouted him down at any council meeting he dared to mention true citizens.
He sighs.
sighs.
Yeah.
But I guess he's kind won the place now.
A young woman with a vine tattoo snaking up her arm turns up at the booth, a slate in hand. Ya order. You skim the menu, your eyes glazing over. Time to pick something.
Yada.
Yeah, what do we want to pick? You want a Girol neat, a Sambar Arak, or kelp infusion?
A Samba Arak.
Fang raises an eyebrow as she notes it. And you? She begins, looking to Fang, but when she sees him, she suddenly stops. What the? Fang streams a little. You're supposed to be working. This is your shift. He grins sheepishly. Stay out of it.
Stay out of it, yeah. Look, Jenna, let's just say this is my break. My friend here have been through a lot.
Jenna looks between the two of you. I'm gonna wave.
Wait,
Fang doesn't look pleased,
2 minutes.
says Jenna, pointing at Fang, and only because I don't want to get dragged into whatever this is. She gestures at the table and walks off.
What?
Fang stretches out in the booth.
You know how it is. We all have to eat. Plus,
He leans in.
this is the best place around here to find a person you might be looking for.
Who?
Remember the Weber connection that Hardin pinged the moment we confronted him? Those are his collaborators. If you want to understand what a Solheim executive might be getting up to on their eye, those are the people we have to find.
Fang is almost whispering now.
There's a couple of them I suspect are in the Lowlands. And well, almost everyone in the Lowlands comes through this place at one time or another.
He brings a modified slate onto the table.
I'll set this up so that when everyone with the network signature I'm looking for comes into close proximity, I'll mark them. Once they're marked, we can break through the access protocol and get at the good stuff inside. We just have to find them first. Hence we lightning as a waiter.
Suddenly a smile grows across his face.
Wait, I have an idea.
Oh no.
Oh no. Look, I can cover enough of the low ends on my own, and so far I had no matches in this place. With two of us, we can cover more ground.
How? How?
How? Well,
Fang has a hangdog look.
we need to get you out and about in the low ends, in close proximity to as many people and residents as possible. And it turns out my friend Min Gin needs some help with deliveries.
As in Minji Express?
So you already know him. Perfect.
Fang places a tiny receiver on the table.
This connects to my slate and runs the same marking protocol if you get near any of our targets. So all you have to do is take some delivery shift for old Mingin, and soon enough, we have this place covered.
No.
Wait. Glances around. Don't give me that. You think I like working here? And I thought you could use the tips. We're in this together, right?
Are we?
Yes. You think Hardin is happy to have you wandering around the place? He might have let you wander off for now, but I'm sure he has an eye on you. This is on you too.
Fang slips his slate back under his clothes.
Just head on up to Mingin Express. Take a delivery shift and we see what shakes up. You manage to find anyone and extract any data, bring it right down here to me. They had me on double shift, so it shouldn't be hard to find.
Jenna walks past carrying a tray of drinks and sharply catches Fang's eye.
I don't think she's bringing your drinks.
He stands.
I think it's time we call this meeting to a close.
You grab the receiver from the table and slip it into your pocket.
See you soon, sleeper.
Fang
Stay
adds.
safe.
Fang adds before turning and walking off towards the bar, whistling as he does. Well, here's the thing I have a problem with Fang is that he is clearly not interested in actually helping us. He wants us to help him. And my guess is that by the end of this, he'll be like, hey, I know I said I was going to help you, so here's the thing I promised. I'm glad I strung you along for half this entire adventure, just so that way you can get the tracker taken out. I don't trust Fang. I don't like Hardin either, but I don't trust Fang one bit. Because he made a promise and he failed to keep it. And he continues to ask us for things and promising us things and still not keeping it. Now he wants us to go and do some more stuff for him. This person is clearly using us. But the cool thing is that we can do this while we're working, so it doesn't really cost us too much to actually do this. Just wanted to put my feelings on Fang out there. He doesn't seem like somebody I would trust.
The fact that we have a tracker in our body and he promised to, oh yeah, we'll fix it, when you've just done this thing, and now you've completely forgotten about it.
Forgotten is the... Oh, we can actually buy another ship mine fragment here. So our option is we can buy 2 more ship mine fragments and then put them together in the Ort Fabricator to get a whole ship mined. To build a ship mined core, which allows us to build our own ship to get off the station. Choices, Rayford.
Choices.
We can unload containers and get some money, but it's not nearly as much money as doing the other stuff.
Let us try and unload some containers. I've remembered it being very lucrative in terms of trash or scrap.
Well, we don't get any scrap, do we? Let's find out. 15 cryo and energy. Well, that was actually worth it. Yeah. Food and money.
That.
Yeah. Well, we needed that. Let's see here. So we have full energy, so we don't need to sunbathe, and we have no scrap, so we can't really scrap anything yet. Our options are we continue doing this here, or this here, because it's going to pay us the same. 15 credits. Hey, Grimos, how's it going? Hello.
Hello, indeed.
What do you think, Rayford?
Do we want to go socialize again?
You mean upstairs?
Upstairs, indeed.
Sure. You want to socialize with some spacers? I think we can handle that.
Yeah. Let's
Somehow you end up on a fraction drive freighter for a long-awaited reunion between two spacer crews. Their knowledge is invaluable.
And what do we do with the Axis Manifesto? Is that the exact same thing?
It adds to the same thing, but we don't know if there's like a different outcome from it than that one.
Let's try and see what goes.
Oh, you start to draw connections from the manifest to manifest nothing but the pattern, noting the patterns and flows. There's something beautiful in the chaos. So if we actually pass this with 100% positive again, we'll actually be able to find new locations here. Ooh, we already did. The Gimbal Lounge. We can buy a spacer mill. The gimbal sells itself on the spinning sphere, which claims to produce therapeutic gravitational effects. It doesn't, but they do sell food. And then there's Bliss, ship mechanic. Interesting. We got a new friend.
He looks very young.
Go ahead and
No way, Bullets! You take these substandard fillers back to the shitheads who sold them.
you hear the voice echoing out of the bay as you pass, and moments later, someone who you assume is Moritz drifts out with it, dragging a pallet of filter cartridges by a tether.
Hey, you out there,
The same voice echoes.
looking for work?
Yes?
I just need a hand. Get in here.
The voice is coming from someone shorter than you expected. She's floating in the microgravity of the docking bay besides a half-deconstructed life support unit that looks like it might have exploded at some point. She points a wrench in your direction.
You know anything about these things?
She doesn't wait for an answer.
Scratch that. Just help me with the casing.
I help her.
Alright then.
She deftly moves around the unit, making space for you beside the central seam in the dented case.
Just take a grip here and lift out and up. Then I can get in and unbolt it.
She whacks the unit with the wrench.
Whole thing is twisted to shit.
You dig your fingers under the casing and lift it away, the metal squealing from the force. She puts her hands under the spinning wrench to slip out the bolts, catching them in her other hand when they spiral free.
All good.
The casing lifts off, revealing the ornate piping of the unit's interior. She whistles at the mess of ducts and filters.
By the way, everyone call me Bliss.
She pats you on the shoulder, offering little in the way of explanation.
What do we do there? Repairs, fix up, tear downs.
Bliss starts pushing and pulling the ductwork, looking for fractured pipes.
We hackle for contracts, but the good ones get snapped up. We've got a bigger piece. So here I am trying to get this M2 unit running again for one of the freelance trucks. Small time stuff. All this.
She rips out a ribbed pipe and hands it to you like a freshly caught fish.
We turn stuff around fast and neat, and maybe we get a chance at landing something bigger.
Something starts hissing in the unit, and Bliss quietens it with a precise whack.
But to be honest with you, the way things are going, I can already see the other crew licking their lips, ready to take this place over.
She looks up at you.
I'm almost out of luck.
What happened?
Long story. Some people just can't keep promises.
She keeps working, twisting aside pipes with care. That's you.
There we are.
Bliss pulls her hand from deep inside the unit and comes out clutching a lumpen cube, scorched black. What character archetype did we start with? Mechanic, actually.
This thing must have been overloaded and popped half off itself out of the side.
You both duck down to the side of the unit and spot the exit wound, its edges fringed with more scorch marks.
Grab me a replacement converter from the wax, will you?
Head to the rack. You kick off from the unit and drift over to the wall racks where a catalog of parts sits secured in clamps. Colored tape and scrawled notes flutter across the wall, a complex organizational system of Bliss's own design. Or just a big mess. You try to pick out the right part.
M2 converter.
M2 converter. You grab the part and push back to the unit. Bliss holds out an arm and you pass it over, the converter spinning gently as it leaves your hand.
Perfect. You passed.
She straightens up from the unit.
That is, if you want to work here.
Bliss rubs her hands clean, looking down at her palms.
Truth is, I need a hand here. My partner skipped out on me and left me with a whole mess. Seems like you might at least be better at spotting a clean air filter than Moritz.
Yeah, I'd be happy to.
Wait,
She frowns at the racks.
that's not all of it. My old business partner, they rinsed the place, emptied the account. To bid for jobs, we need to put down deposit, bring in parts, pay truck fees. For that,
She looks nervous, embarrassed.
we need shit.
An investment?
Exactly. Partners, straight split.
Bliss settles herself against the unit and looks off into the distance. Rayford.
I guess I look pretty stupid. Hence I am asking any random passerbys to be my business partner. No offense.
She manages a smile.
It is pretty weird.
She gives you a sideways look. Don't... Bliss goes back to working on the unit.
Look, it's no pressure. You find the money, or you find someone who has, or you just forget the whole thing. Up to you.
She gestures for you to help her refit the casing, and you both slot it back into place.
I think I'm good to wrap this one up for now. But if you're into it, come back and we can bid on new contracts. Something to get our chief into. Something that pays.
She gives you a serious look.
You can trust me. I don't say this stuff lightly.
I believe her on that. You kick away from the bay, propelling yourself back into the handholds of the entrance. You slip out with a wave, and as you do, someone slips back in. You hear Bliss as you glide down to the passageway. Go ahead.
Moritz, I swear to God, if those filters aren't clean.
You smile. This seems like it could be interesting. We have a new drive.
Woohoo! Which do make me realize, should we keep it on one more cycle, or do we want to stop it for now?
Well, that's a good question. We could always pay to be a business partner. It would cost us 100 cryo.
We do have 100 cryo right now.
We do. Didn't see this part at all when you played. Yeah, ours is a machinist. Not an engineer, excuse me, machinist. Which does have engineering points, so. And we actually have endure and engineer hire.
Yeah, do you like how, like, even if you do something stupid and you don't get an objective done,
Mm-hmm.
the game has fail safes that just allows you to keep going.
Yeah.
It is really nice.
Do we want to invest in a business? Do we want to build a ship mind?
We should. Yeah, let's try and invest. It seems like an easy way to get money, right?
Bliss is incredibly grateful. I'll pay you back every chit, I promise you. You guess you two are partners now.
Woohoo! And now
we got
workmen?
yeah, buy into the hub's competitive repair markets. Now we just have to wait for the investment to turn around in 3 cycles. So she's bidding for jobs at the hub. It'll take a few cycles and some perseverance before one comes in. So she'll be getting us some jobs in the future. That is the idea anyway. But I think for now, this would be a good point to end the stream.
Indeed.
So when we come back on this, I don't know if it'll be next weekend, but we will try. We'll see where it goes. But this has been fun. Thanks a lot for playing with us and hanging out. And thanks a lot for recommending this game, Rayford. It's been a really fun one.
Very much so.
Yeah, have a good day, Ginger. Yeah, what do you think of this game so far?
It is surprisingly deep in terms of like the story progression, the characters and everything. Like we still do not know if some of them are evil or if it's just a perspective thing. Which is probably what it is. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, well, you guys have a good evening. And we'll see you around. Enjoy the rest of your weekend if you can. I'm going to try to get some sleep and, recover from a very long week. And, thanks a lot, everybody, for hanging out. And we'll see you next time here on the Courtesy Flush. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.